Hello my dear students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you mathematics in standard 7th. We are going to study chapter number 9, direct proportion and inverse proportion, in which we are going to see explanation of inverse proportion and questions from practice set 38. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side and press the bell icon also to get my recent videos. Let's learn inverse proportion. See the example given here. Some volunteers have gathered to dig 90 pits for a tree plantation program. One volunteer digs one pit in one day. So if there are 15 volunteers, they will take 90 upon 15, 6 days to dig the pits. So now what we could see, the 90 pits are there and they have to dig 90 pits. If one volunteer is there, he will take 90 days to dig the pit, because one volunteer can dig the pit in one day. And so if one volunteer is there, he will take 90 days to dig the pit. But if the number of volunteers are increased, if there are 15 volunteers, they will take only 6 days to dig the pit. That means now the number of volunteers are increasing, but the number of days to complete the work are decreasing. One quantity is increasing and the other quantity is decreasing. Can we see here? Now, because in beginning number of volunteers are 1, he digs the pit in one day, one pit. So he will take, one volunteer will take 90 days to pit the dig. But when the volunteers are increasing, 15 volunteers are there, they will take 6 days to dig the pit. So 10 volunteer will take 90 upon 10, 9 days. So 15 volunteer will take 6 days. If 10 volunteers are there, they will take 9 days. That means when the volunteers are increasing, number of days to complete the work are decreasing. Are the number of pits and number of volunteers are in direct proportion? Are they in direct proportion? Are both the quantities are increasing at the same time, or are they decreasing at the same time? No. If the number of volunteers are increasing, the number of days are decreasing. And when the number of volunteers are decreasing, number of days are increasing, both the quantities are not decreasing or they are not increasing at the same time. One is increasing and the other is decreasing. When the first is decreasing, the other is increasing. So what we could say here, if the number of volunteers decreases, more days are required, and if the number of volunteers increases, fewer days are required for the job. However, the product of number of days and number of volunteer remains constant. What remains constant? Product remains constant. So we say that these numbers are in inverse proportion. We can see that their product is constant. For one volunteer, number of days required are 90. So their product is 90. When there are 15 volunteer, number of days required are 6. 15 6 are 90. When there are 10 volunteer, number of days required are 9. So again 10 9s are 90. So in inverse variation, product remains constant. One quantity is increasing, the second quantity is decreasing in the same time. Let us see the next example. Suppose Sudha had to solve 48 problems in a problem set. If she solves one problem every day, she will need 48 days to complete the set. Correct now? There are 48 problems, and if she solves one problem one day, she will require 48 days to complete the set. But if she solves 8 problems every day, she will complete the set in 48 upon 8 in 6 days only. If she solves 12 problems a day, she will need 48 upon 12, that means 4 days. The number of problems solved in a day and number of days needed are in inverse proportion. How we can see here it is inverse proportion. There are 48 problems. If she solve one problem one day, one problem. These are the problems, okay, and number of days and days. So one problem, if she solve one in one day, she will require 48 days. If she solve 8 problems in one day, she will require 6 days only. And if she solve 12 problems in one day, she will require only 4 days. That means here we can see the number of problems she solves are increasing, but number of days are decreasing. There is increase in one quantity and there is decrease in the other quantity at the same time, but what we can see, their product is constant. That means for one day, one problem, one day she require 48 days. That means their product is 48. For if she solve 8 problem one day, she requires only 6 days. So 8 6 are 48 again. If she solve 12 problem in one day, she requires only 4 days. So 12 4s are 48 again. That means the product is constant. Their product is constant. But when the first quantity is increasing, second quantity is decreasing in the same time, such a type of proportion is known as inverse proportion. There is, we can say that, opposite nature. Both the quantities are in opposite nature. So such type of examples are of inverse proportion. Let us see one more example from the textbook. Example, students of certain school went for picnic to a farm by bus. Here are some of their experiences. Say whether the quantities in each are in direct proportion or in inverse proportion. So each student paid 60 rupees for the expenses. As there are 45 students, how many rupees they have to pay? One student pay 60 rupees. So 45 students will pay. Let us see. 45 students will pay 45 into 60. How many? 6 5s are 30, 3 carrying, 6 4s are 24, 24 plus 3 27, and this 0, 2700. They have to pay, 47 students have to pay 2700 rupees. And if there are 50 students, they will pay 50 into 60, 5 6 are 30 and 0 0. That means they have to pay 3000 rupees. Correct. So that means when the number of students are increasing, the expenses are also increasing, amount is also increasing. That means both the quantities are increasing at the same time. When both the quantities are increasing at the same time or both the quantities are decreasing at the same time, then what we can say, the number of students and money collected are in direct proportion. They are in the direct proportion. Okay, so first example, first part is of direct proportion. Now let us see about the second part. The sweet shop near the school gave 90 laddus for the picnic. Okay, sweet shop has given only 90 laddus. So if 45 students go for the picnic, each will get 90 upon 40. One student will 45, not 40, it is 45. So 45 ones are 45, 45 twos are 90. That means each student will get 2 laddus. Correct. And if the number of students are decreasing, so 30 students are there. If 30 students go for the picnic, each student will get 90 upon 30. 30 ones are 30 and 33s are 90. Each student will get 3 laddus. That means what? Number of students are decreasing, but the number of laddus are increasing. One quantity is decreasing and the other quantity is increasing. So such type of example is the number of students and the number of laddus each gets are in the inverse proportion. So second part we can see the inverse proportion. Okay, first part there is direct proportion, second part there is inverse proportion. Now let us see the third part. The farm is 120 km away from the school. The bus went to the farm at the speed of 40 km per hour. So it took how many hours? If it is 40 km per hour, the speed of the vehicle is 40 kilometer per hour, and the farm is at 120 kilometer away from the school. So it will take how many hours? 120 upon 40. 43 is 120. So it will take 3 hours. Now on the return tip, the speed was 60 kilometers. Speed has increased. There is increase in speed. So 120 upon 60, it will reach only in 61 the 16, 62 the 120 in 2 hours only. So speed is increasing, but the time is decreasing, number of hours are decreasing. So one quantity increasing, the other quantity decreasing, and that's why what we can say, the speed of bus and time it takes are in the inverse proportion. When one quantity is increasing and second is decreasing, we can say that there is an inverse proportion. So what we could say, that in first part there is a direct proportion, in second part there is inverse proportion, in third part there is also inverse proportion, because in first part when the number of students are increasing, number of amount collected is also increasing. In second part, number of laddus are increasing and there is decrease in the number of students. So number of students are decreasing but the number of laddus are increasing. In third part, the speed is increasing but the time it takes to reach at the destination is decreasing. Time is decreasing. So in this way, we have to find whether there is inverse proportion or direct proportion in given two quantities. So from this, what we can say about the definition of inverse proportion? Let us see the definition. It's a relation between two quantities such that one quantity increases in the proportion as the other quantity decreases, or we can say vice versa, or one quantity decreases in the proportion as the other quantity increases. This is the definition of inverse proportion. Now let's solve the sums. So now let's start practice set 38. So there are 4 questions in practice set 38. We will see solutions of each question one by one. First question, let us see. I have written the question on my page. 5 workers take 12 days to weed a field. How many days would 6 workers take and how many would 15 take? So let us start with solution. We will make a chart of number of workers and number of days. So when there are 5 workers, they take 12 days to weed the field, to complete their work. Now the number of workers are increasing, number of workers are 6. We have to find how many days they will take to complete the work, how many days they will take to weed the field. And now after that again, how many would 15 take? That means again the 15 workers, that means again the number of workers are increasing. We have to see how many days they will take to weed the field. Now see children, from the example only we are having the idea that when the number of people are increasing, number of workers are increasing, they will take the less days to complete their work. Correct now? When there are 5 workers, they will take 12 days, but the workers are increasing. If the workers are increasing, they will take less number of days. They will take low number of days or less number of days, we can say. If the number of workers are 15, again the number of days will become less. That means what? Number of workers, number of people are increasing, but the number of days are decreasing. One quantity is increasing and the other quantity is decreasing. So such type of ratio or such type of proportion is known as the inverse proportion. So this is an example of inverse proportion. Okay, so let us see, this is an example of inverse proportion. For 6 workers, we take the number of days as x. We don't know the number of days, how many days they will require to complete the work. So let us suppose 6 workers take x days to weed the field. to weed a field. They take X days to weed a field. So now again I am going to write this chart, number of workers and number of days chart, and we will solve the sum. So now the number of workers, I am writing only workers and days. First the number of workers were 5 and number of days were 12. The number of workers are 6 and we have taken X days for them. As this is an example of inverse proportion, that means their product is constant. That means 6 multiplied by X, this product is equal to 5 multiplied by 12. Their product is equal. In direct proportion, the ratio is equal, the division is constant. Here the product is constant. So 6 into X is equal to 5 into 12. Now what we are going to do, we are going to transfer this 6 from left hand side to right hand side. Write X as it is, 5 multiplied by 12, and this 6 will go in the denominator. It will become divide by 6. 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 12. We are getting X is equal to 5 into 2. X is equal to 10. That means 6 workers complete the work in 10 days. So here I am writing, therefore answer is 6 workers take 10 days to weed a field. Now let us see how many days 15 workers will take. We have to find out how many days the 15 workers will take. So again we start from, this is an example of inverse proportion, because if the number of workers are increasing, number of days they require to complete the work will be decreasing. So we start here. This is an example of inverse proportion. Now we have to find out how many days will 15 workers take. So let us suppose that let us suppose that 15 workers will take Y days. We don't know the number of days, that's why we will be taking Y days to weed a field. So 5 workers, now I am going to write the chart again, workers and days. 5 workers take 12 days to complete the work. 15 workers take Y days to complete the work. As the workers are increasing, days will be decreasing. Now this is an example of inverse proportion, that means their product is constant. That means 15 multiplied by Y is equal to 5 multiplied by 12. Their product will be constant. Now I am going to transfer this 15 on the right hand side. Y is equal to 5 multiplied by 12 upon 15. We can cancel this 15 by 5. 5 ones are 5, 5 threes are 15. This 12 also can be cancelled by 3. 3 ones are 3, 3 fours are 12. So what is remaining? Only 4 is remaining. Y is equal to 4. That means 15 workers will complete the work in 4 days. Therefore 15 workers take 4 days to weed a field. So in this way we can find out the answer by using the method of inverse proportion. Here we have used for 6 workers, and here we have got the answer for 15 workers. Now let's see the second question. Mohan Rao took 10 days to finish a book, reading 40 pages every day. How many pages must he read in a day to finish 8? That means to finish the book in 8 days. So there is a proportion between number of days and number of pages. We have to check what type of proportion is there. So if he has to finish the book in 10 days, he has to read 40 pages every day. Okay, so number of days are 10 and number of pages are 40. And if he has to finish the book in 8 days, we have to find out how many pages he has to read every day. So if the number of days are decreasing and he want to finish the book in 8 days, days are decreasing now, so he has to read more number of pages to finish his book, to finish his reading. So the days are decreasing, but the pages, number of pages he has to read should be increasing. So one quantity is decreasing and other quantity is increasing. That means it is a example of inverse variation. So we write here, this is an example of inverse variation. Now we don't know how many pages he has to finish to complete the book in 8 days. So we will take it as 8x. Okay. So how many pages must he read in a day to finish in 8 days? So let us suppose that Mohan Rao has to finish X number of pages to complete the book in 8 days. Okay, so he has to finish X number of pages to complete the book in 8 days. So let us write this chart again. I am writing on this side now. Now number of days and number of pages, I am writing the chart again. Previously the days were 10 and he has finished 40 pages to complete the book. Now the days are 8, so he has to finish X pages. We have taken X pages. Now as this is an example of inverse variation, their product is constant. That means what? 8 multiplied by X is equal to 10 multiplied by 40. This product is constant. Now we are going to transfer this 8 on left hand side, from left hand side to the right hand side. X as it is, we have to write 10 multiplied by 40 upon 8. Now we can cancel this 40 by 8. 8 ones are 8 and 8 fives are 40. What we are getting? 10 multiplied by 5 and 10 fives are 50. So to complete his book in 8 days, he has to read 50 pages every day. So let us write the answer statement. Therefore, Mohan Rao has to read 50 pages every day to finish the book in 8 days. So in this way we can solve the second question now. Let us see the third one. Question number 3. Mary cycles 6 km per hour. How long will she take to reach her aunt's house, which is 12 km away? If she cycles at speed of 4 km per hour, how long would she take? Now see what is the quantity is given here and what is the proportion we have to find out. Let us see in the solution. First, what is given? Mary cycles 6 km per hour. That means in 1 hour she can cycle 6 km. Her speed of cycle is 6 km per hour. So we write the distance and time. So 6 km distance she covers in 1 hour. So her aunt's house is at 12 km. So 12 km distance she covers in how much time, that we have to find out. That means if the distance is increasing, she will take more time to reach. Correct na? That means distance is also increasing and time is also increasing. Both the quantities are increasing. That means this is an example of direct proportion. This is an example of direct proportion. So as one quantity is increasing, second is also increasing. Let us suppose Mary covers the distance of 12 kilometer, because her aunt's house is at 12 kilometer from her house. So she she covers the distance of 12 kilometer in x hours. So I am going to write this chart again, distance and time chart. So distance, previously the distance is 6 kilometer and time taken by her is 1 hour. Now the distance become 12 kilometer, distance is increasing, so time will also gets increased. This is an example of direct proportion, and in direct proportion the ratio is constant. That means what? 6 upon 12 is equal to 1 upon x. Their ratio is constant in direct proportion. How to solve this? By cross multiplication. We all know that now in 37 practice set we have solved the direct proportion sums. By cross multiplication, 6 multiplied by x is equal to 1 multiplied by 12, and therefore x is equal to 1 multiplied by 12. This 6 transfer on the right hand side, it becomes divide by, now 6 ones are 6 and 6 twos are 12, so x is equal to 2. That means Mary covers the distance of 12 kilometer in 2 hours when her cycle speed is 6 kilometer per hour. So let us write the answer statement now here. Mary covers the distance of 12 kilometer in 2 hours when she cycles 6 kilometer per hour. Okay, when speed of her cycle is 6 kilometer per hour, she can cover the 12 kilometer distance in 2 hours. Now let us see the second part of our question. Second part is, if she cycles at the speed of 4 kilometer per hour, how long would she take? Now let us see. Let us write the sum again. We will write the solution now for the second part of this sum. Now the distance, she cover 4 kilometer and time she takes 1 hour, because the speed of her cycle is 4 kilometer per hour. So distance she can cover 4 kilometer in 1 hour, because speed is 4 kilometer per hour. That means distance she can cover 4 kilometer in 1 hour of time. So we have to find out 12 kilometer distance is covered in how many hours. So again, when the distance is increasing, time taken to cover that distance will also gets increased. That's why this is an example of direct proportion. Again, both the quantities are increasing. So this is an example of direct proportion again. So let us suppose that Mary covers the distance of 12 kilometer in y hours. Now we will take the y hours. Now the distance and time chart, again I am going to write distance and time chart. Previously it was 4 kilometer and 1 hour. Distance is 4 kilometer, time taken is 1 hour. Now the distance is 12 kilometer, time taken we have taken 1 hour. So this is an example of direct proportion. That's why their ratio is constant. Therefore 4 upon 12 is equal to 1 upon y. We solve it by cross multiplication. 4 multiplied by y is equal to 1 multiplied by 12. 4 multiplied by y is equal to 1 multiplied by 12. Now y keep as it is on left hand side. 1 into 12 as it is we are going to write on the right hand side, and 4 we transfer on the left hand side. It will go in the denominator. Now cancel. 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12. So we are getting y is equal to 3. So when the speed of cycle is 4 kilometer per hour, she can cover the distance in 3 hours. So write the answer for this. Mary covers the distance of 12 kilometer in 2 hours when she cycles 4 kilometer per hour. Okay, so when speed of her cycle is 4 kilometer per hour, she covers the distance in 3 hours. and when her speed of cycle is 6 km per hour, she covers the distance in 2 hours. In this way, we can complete this third sum by solving both the parts of this question. Question number 5. The stock of grain in garment warehouse lasts 30 days for 4,000 people. How many days will it last for 6,000 people? Now see, there is stock of grain in garment warehouse, and for 4,000 people it lasts for 30 days. In 30 days the 4,000 people can eat the grain which is stocked in government warehouse. So for 4,000 people it lasts for 30 days. Now the number of people are increasing. Number of people becomes 6,000. So automatically the grain will last for less number of days. Number of people are increasing, so number of days will be decreasing. Number of people are 4,000. For 4,000 people the grains will last for 30 days. But the people are increasing now. People becomes more, 6,000 people. So the grain will last for less number of days. From the question only we will get the idea what type of proportion is there between number of people and number of days. So 4,000 people eat the grain in 30 days. 6,000 people will eat the same amount of grain in less number of days. So number of people are increasing, number of days are decreasing. That means this is an example of inverse variation. We don't know how many days are required for 6,000 people. So let us suppose the stock of grain lasts for X days for 6,000 people. So again I have written the chart of number of people and number of days. So for 4,000 people 30 days are required. For 6,000 people we have taken X days. As this is an example of inverse variation, their product is equal. So 6,000 multiplied by X is equal to 4,000 multiplied by 30. Now let us solve. X as it is we have to write 4,000 multiplied by 30 as it is we write, and 6,000 transfer on the right hand side. I am going to cancel 1 0 with 1 0, second 0 with second 0, third 0 with third 0. Now what is remaining? X is equal to 4 multiplied by 30 upon 6. Now this 30 can be cancelled by 6. 6 1s are 6, 6 5s are 30. So X is equal to 4 multiplied by 5. This 4 and 5 multiplied by 5 are remaining. So X is equal to 20. That means what? In 20 days 6,000 people can eat the stock of grain. So stock of grain will last for 20 days only for 6,000 people. So write the answer statement. It is very important to write the answer statement for word problem. Therefore, in 20 days, the stock of grain will last for 6,000 people. Okay, so in this way, from the question only we can get the idea what type of variation or proportion is there between those two quantities, and we can solve the sums from practice set 38.
Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.